It's a place of dancing, a place of surprising connections.
Life is just begun.
Polako, nie mówisz.
It's a place of sweet life, a place of ancient Roman palaces and medieval fortresses, a place of unparalleled natural beauty. It's the place where my grandfather was born.
My cousin reparated houses there. This sign my cousin Bojo put here. And after half a year, the government put in every village the new one. Because that we have it too.
It's the place where we have our own village. It's a place where everyone has their own village. With recent Facebook connections through some of my Chicago cousins who had been there and some timely motivation from an untimely passing, I was on my way to Split via Frankfurt in a Lufthansa 747 brushing up on my high school and college German. My cousin Naboja, or Nebo, picked me up at the Split airport and off we went into a deluge of rain rarely if ever seen in my hometown of San Diego. We had actually met in 1982 while he was with a traditional dance troupe touring the US, but that was a long time ago, so who knows now? I knew right away that Nebo had my back, that I would be well taken care of, and all of this was going to be fun. After a brief rest at Hotel Villa Marul in downtown Split, minutes away from all of the sights, I was off to meet Nebo. While he was showing me the dance studio where he danced and taught dancing for many years, we were treated to some wonderful traditional music. Like many of my favorite places, music is everywhere in Croatia and part of family life in a big way, as I was to find out. My brain was fogged up with jet lag as we headed to the Riva to hear traditional music and dancing. There I met my cousin Gordana, Nebo's sister. We hugged like we knew each other for years. Then, of course, they must dance. American propaganda had me thinking Croatia, part of the old Yugoslavia, was sequestered behind the Iron Curtain. My eyes were opened when Nebo started belting out Bohemian Rhapsody, with Karlovačko beer and Travarica shots flowing. We didn't care if we remembered all the words. I blurted through the same verses he did. For whom the bell tolls, it tolls inside my head, where beer, shots, and jet lag play basketball. But I'm on vacation, right? The heart of Split is Diocletian Palace, a 1700-year-old UNESCO World Heritage Site and a very popular destination for cruise ships and European tourists. To see this treasure without the crowds, I recommend an early morning visit. Diocletian was the only Roman emperor to voluntarily abdicate. He built this palace as his retirement home near where he was born. Here you can marvel at remarkably intact architecture and artifacts dating back to ancient Egypt. The oratorium is a spectacular round open-domed structure where Diocletian waxed philosophic. The acoustics are amazing, as you'll hear later. The final resting place for Diocletian is now a shrine for the Virgin Mary, and ironically, St. Domnius Cathedral was built over it. Ironic because Diocletian was a brutal persecutor of early Christians. The grounds around the palace invite hours of walking with numerous shops, museums, and gardens. Dominating the palace area is the cathedral bell tower. Watch your head as you go up the steep and winding staircase to the top. A bit unnerving for those afraid of heights, but well worth it. Bring your camera for some great views of the entire city. Croatia is a place of dancing, singing, and music. Several times a day, the echoes of Diocletian are cast away by the joyful singing of traditional Croatian tunes. I strongly recommend staying in Split for more than a half a day during a cruise. Stay for a while. There is much to see and do. It's off to the village house to relax, eat, drink, work, play sports, eat, drink, play pool, eat, and repeat. Joining us in the village is Nibo's son, Božo. Božo translated is Chris, which of course is my name. Božo and I became really good friends. How long can you stand there like that? I'm taking video right now, you know. Everything is homemade here in the village, called Grab, about 45 minutes east of Split. Grapes for wine, olives for oil, chickens for eggs and chicken, and oh yes, prosciutto, called prosciutto. Slicing the prosciutto is an act of precision, according to Nibo's mom. Mom knows best and she makes sure it's done right.
Pusti mene, pa pustite oba dva. Ajde, zatvori do toga tu. Tako, sad. I neće makat nikud. Bože moj.
She knows.
Prosciutto is served with wonderful fresh round bread from the nearby town of Trilj, and fresh white cheese for breakfast, for an anytime snack, or late night beer soak-up. Red wine, the best I've ever drank, from last year's harvest is a must. Optional for breakfast, of course. After the grape harvest, we're off to the Imotski area south of Grad for more grapes from Nibo's friend Boro to supplement the village home harvest. There I'm treated to a visit to the Blue and Red Lakes with our guide Nicola, Boro's brother-in-law. The lakes were formed by collapsed cave systems in the karst geology. These are some epic chasms. Blue Lake fluctuates as much as 300 feet from summer to winter. Locals play soccer on the bottom if the lake is dried all the way. Red Lake is a whopping 900 feet deep, and there was a scientific expedition exploring the depths when we visited. So then it's off to see Nicola's village. I've finally gotten that having your own village is not unique to the Terzic family. Seems everyone has a family village. Now we're heading southeast along the picturesque Adriatic coastline dotted with postcard-perfect villages and cobalt blue coves to the ancient city of Dubrovnik, another UNESCO World Heritage Site. Dubrovnik is a walled city built to keep out the Turks, who invaded Croatia and much of Eastern Europe several times over the centuries. The Croatians and later the Venetians basically paid off the Turks to leave them alone and lived their lives protected inside. The Adriatic dramatically interacts with the walled city, so much so that many will recognize these sites, which were used in the TV series Game of Thrones, which perfectly suits King's Landing and other locales of the fictional medieval story. Dubrovnik is very popular in the summer with tourists everywhere. There are plenty of quiet side alleys with quaint restaurants and shops to get a respite. The popular wall around the city affords wonderful views of the ancient city and surrounding area. It can take around an hour to make a leisurely walk around the entire wall, and is well worth the fee of about $20 US. On another day trip from our home base of Split, we head north this time to Plivice National Park. Yet another UNESCO World Heritage Site and something entirely different from the Roman and medieval castle settings of Split and Dubrovnik. Plivice National Park consists of several lakes with dividing waterfalls that have been formed over the centuries due to the unique karst geography of the area and an interaction with limestone, groundwater, plants, and water chemistry. The formation of these travertine steps over time have created what can only be described as a magical place of water and earth. No computer-generated visuals or Instagram apps needed. Back to the village house for another wonderful meal.
Nice.
This is called peka. It's meat, potatoes, and vegetables cooked under coals. Fantastic, smoky, and tender.
When you put the meat on the barbecue, meat became like wood, very dry.
Yes.
But when you prepare it like this,
Yes.
he prepares in here juice on,
Yeah.
and it's very, very soft.
Moist.
And juicy.
Yes, nice.
Yeah, nice. Very nice.
After this wonderful meal, the family spontaneously broke out in song, a traditional hymn of the local area. This is called Klapa, and I had tears in my eyes. It's time to make wine. This is an amazing process, and the whole family is involved.
Šta ćete više? Nema ne kroz to pruć, ništa, ona je gusta zato što je mlada.
Essentially, the grapes are crushed and put into a huge vat. Sugar is added, more grapes, then more sugar.
100.
Oj, mi su se omoca i si ne idu sve za kamen. Koji sili to i popili, koji trali to i sve rastrali. Daj to meni.
Put this back. Okay. Now how you do it?
Sad.
Oh, good, Grace.
Dance.
Bravo.
An initial reading with the hygrometer in your set. Ljubica monitors and samples throughout the fermentation process. It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. Now it's back to just outside of our home base of Split to the ancient city of Salona. Started in Greek times, then built into the Roman capital of Dalmatia, with an estimated 60,000 inhabitants at its prime, most of the ancient city is buried under modern-day Solin. Fortunately, there are still examples of Roman and early Christian architecture preserved in a central complex that is well worth it. Intricate carving and amazing craftsmanship are evident throughout and almost become ordinary after a while. A few minutes from Solin is the medieval fortress of Klis, built during Venetian times, occupied by the Turks, and accessible by a road originally built by Napoleon. This is yet another filming location for Game of Thrones. After a very nice visit to the ancient Roman ruins of Salona and Klis Castle with my guide, Gordana's husband Slavko, we're off to see his family village house. Slavko was very knowledgeable about the history of the area and a true gentleman. I am so lucky he took the time to take me around. This village house has a truly amazing view of all of Split, Solon, the Adriatic, and Klis Castle. Fruit trees and gardens are everywhere. Then there's Slavko's cat buddies. He knows and keeps track of all of them, which truly amazed me.
Okay.
My last night in Split before going to the village house. It's pizza and ketchup with Nibo's kids, Yulia and Boža.
So in Croatia, you can put ketchup on your pizza.
Yes.
Yes?
Everyone.
Everyone does this?
80%.
Really?
Yes.
Is this true, Božo?
Yeah.
Yes? Well, now that's normal to put ketchup on your fries. You do this too?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Nah.
Now it's off to Grab, the great way to the Podi and Terzic village.
This is the old for make flour corns. That's old about 700 years, and now it stayed because no corns work. When you get that work from nothing, it's not good. Just when you have corns inside, you put this like that, and then starting rounding, because now it's water. You hear water? Mm-hmm. And here it's coming. You put the corns inside here, and here it's coming there.
Just a bit upstream from the mill is a trout farm, fed by the clean Grab Creek waters. Time to catch lunch.
Wow. The big one.
Yeah.
Very nice.
This is a big old crawdad.
Sorry. Then it's up to the Podi, where Terzic village and other family villages dominate the area.
There is a Terzic.
Yes, it is.
Stay here and walk there.
Cool.
This sign, when I and my cousin reparated houses there, this sign my cousin Božo put here. And after half a year, the government put in every village the new one, because that we have it too. That's Terzici, means many Terzici. Terzic just the second.
Yes.
Terzici means many Terzic.
I see. Terziches, yes. Nice.
That's the way. This one is of Uncle Anthony on Božo, and this one is also Uncle Anthony. This little is also Uncle Anthony. This is mine. In this house down, my mother said and uncle said, everybody Terzic is born here in this house.
Yes.
Before, I don't know, 80 years, everybody Terzic is here because he is in a very down underground, and here's be warm, maybe, I don't know why, but every Terzic is born in this house. That's it for now.
Off to visit Nibo's very good friend Gusic Slavko and see his village.
This is the house of my good friend, and here's the president of our hunting club, and every weekend they are coming friends here and make eat lunch of something from the wild. This is the wild pig. This is the wild pig inside, and when we come here we must try. You can go away if you don't want to try. It's waiting lunch down. My mother waiting there, but you must stay and try. You
Yes.
go,
Then it's off to Grab village to Stari Most, or Old Bridge, for some karlavachkos, pool with one stick, and rabid soccer fans. Back to the village house where the wine is ready to put in the barrel. The wine seems to symbolize everything that is good about Croatia and my family there. It's domestic, from the land, made with care and love, not fancy, not expensive, but rich in history and tradition.
That's the way. Wine is finished. And go.
Znaš šta smo mogli učiniti? Daj ti ciku tu odmah kako se ja i Lame radila. Čekaj, ja ću dati. Ciku tu nas.
Connected to the past, the present, and the future. Sometimes I think we lose sight of it in America. It seems like a great way to live. I hope they save me some wine. If you want the best of Europe in one safe and friendly country, from rich cultural heritage sites to remarkable natural beauty and an abiding peacefulness, Croatia should be your next destination.